get me in a lot of trouble. Fuck it, I'm in trouble anyway. Fuck it, DeSantis.
And the girlfriend.
Listen,
and the girlfriend.
Listen, real niggas do real nigga shit. Put me in jail. No, but seriously, on a serious note, let's have a real complicated conversation. Social media, we talked about the envy. And that's one thing. But you know what's actually the thing about social media that nobody talks about? Women are the mass benefiters in every possible way from the new social media revolution. And let's discuss why. Women enjoy being validated because they're human. We enjoy being validated with our success. We like to be successful, and people say, I know him, he's a successful guy, we like to be validated. Most women like to be validated with their beauty. And we now live in a world, and this is very important for us to understand how this has changed the world. Women had a barrier. Women had something preventing them from getting unlimited attention before social media. And what that thing was physical danger. If a woman dressed in a particular way and walked in front of thousands of men, there was a chance something bad might happen to her. And that prevented her from soliciting unlimited attention from men because she's going to put herself in a compromising position. That no longer exists. Women can get unlimited attention without physical danger. And that has completely changed how women view themselves. That's completely changed how society functions as a whole. In fact, I've been on endless podcasts with very, very average-looking women. Women I wouldn't even touch. And you listen to the things they expect from a man, it's fucking ridiculous.
Crazy.
It's off-the-chain ridiculous. And we now also live in a globalized dating market. You know this better than me, Adam.
Yep.
Miami is one of the 3 cities on earth. Miami, Dubai, any woman who's beautiful anywhere in America ends up where? Miami.
Yeah.
Any woman who's beautiful in Estonia ends up in Dubai. We have a few cities with all the money, all the hot chicks in one place. And you're an average dude somewhere else. Every single girl's ignoring you. You have no access to the dating market. This is the problem with conservatism. This is, God rest his soul, Charlie Kirk's problem with his message. Just find a wife, just have kids. The answer to that is all the women who will talk to me are sluts, and none of them want kids.
Yeah.
So we need a solution to the level below. We can't just say, guys, go get married, have kids. They're like, well, duh. You may as well say, just go get rich. Thanks. How? How do I do this?
You're right.
But
you're right.
We need the hows.
But here's the thing, though. Are those guys going to look for those hot girls in Miami who are, to me, not Christian? They're not following the Lord. They're home hookers, because that's what I think OnlyFans is. They're home prostitutes making all that money. They don't need the men. I think, Andrew, and I know we'll get to that package. I want to ask Andrew a question at the end, is we've lost Christ. We've lost God. All the problems that we've been talking about is how far we've fallen from God. And it's grace. And guess what he's doing? He's letting the Prince of Darkness, which runs this planet, Andrew, have at it. With all the problems with money, with all the problems with girls, with all the problems with infertility, all this leads to a godless nation. And that's where we've become, and that's where all the problems are rooted.
Out of 10, how much trouble do you want me to get myself in? Because if you say 10, I'll give you the answer.
15.
Go 10.
You want
15.
10?
I don't want you to get in trouble, but the truth.
Will you write to me in jail?
I will come.
Right.
I'll
Let me
come
tell
get
you.
you out.
We
Let
will
me tell
come
you.
interview you in jail.
I'll Black Hawk down. I'll come with
See
them.
you soon. Here's why the world's fucked. Here's actually why the world's fucked, and this is why my first original war was against this thing. We could talk about godlessness. We could talk about capitalism. We could talk about all these things. I'll tell you what fucked the world. Feminism.
Yep.
And let me explain why. Let me explain why. Because, you know, I sit on podcasts and girls say to me, you say men should cheat, men can't cheat, men need to be loyal, all this crap, blah, blah, blah. There was a time when there was a very simple social contract, and it wasn't too long ago. In the 1950s or the 1960s, you married your high school sweetheart, you had children. The man could pay for the house. His job was to go to the factory and pay for the house. She had a job which was to birth children and take care of the children. It was bad, not only for her to cheat, but he would be ostracized. Even he, as a man, would be looked down on by society for stepping out of his marriage. That's how society worked. Did men break that contract, or did women break that contract? Because it was feminism and women saying, I don't want to listen to my husband. I want to make my own decisions. I don't want to have children young. I want a Birkin bag, and I want to go on Andrew Tate's Obsidian Blade yacht, so I don't want kids. So let's get rid of this and let me make my own choices. By doing that, we have now built a society where most women are chasing 1% of men and sharing him. And most of those men are so scared of the government, they don't want to give most of these women kids. So we have most women wasting their sexuality as playthings, running around the world for rich men being used as toys. Nobody is focused on family anymore. And men in the middle, the average man, can't even get anywhere near a girl. And that has created all of the societal problems that we've discussed since. It is feminism that has destroyed the West, actually. If people were still focused on family, and I would argue that if you were to get 25-year-old men and 25-year-old women in here and say, do you want kids? The men would all go, yes, I'd love a son. It's the women who go, yeah, maybe when I'm older, not now. Women don't want to have kids. And they don't want to have kids because they're holding on for a billionaire, which they saw on fucking TikTok. It is feminism which has destroyed everything. And women have actually shot themselves in the foot with this. Because women say to me all the time, yeah, you know, you're advocating for men to have kids or have multiple women and all this, blah, 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 blah. If you believe a broke man doesn't deserve pussy, then you believe a rich man deserves all he wants. You made that choice. You said broke men don't deserve me. So you said only rich men deserve me. And guess what? There's less rich men than there are females. Welcome to the earth you have built, feminists. Welcome to the earth you have built, women. If you're going to sit there and have such unrealistic financial expectations from the man you date, you're going to share him because everyone has those expectations. This is the world that feminism built. Feminism destroyed the West. And every single problem, socialism, the capitalistic issues, the home issues, the birth rate, the crime, all this crap comes from feminism. That's why my war originally was on feminism. Now let's talk about the next stage. Why did that get me in so much trouble? This is what's really interesting. Because as much as I love women, and I'm not a misogynist, and I take care of every woman in my life, and I love my mother, and I have daughters, and I take care of all the women who have my kids, and they have security teams and Bentleys and mansions, and I'm a provider for absolutely everybody. I'm a very nice man. I like women. Unfortunately, women are a conduit. They are used by other groups of powerful men to destroy the society we live in. Do you know what? Let me tell you something. I have this theory. It's the high-low theory. I think we've all heard it before. Who didn't get the vaccine? Billionaires knew better, and homeless people knew better. You get fucked in the middle. Who doesn't pay taxes? Billionaires don't pay taxes. Homeless people don't pay taxes. You get fucked in the middle. If you're really rich, it's true. It's true, right? If you're at the extremes, you understand things that the people in the middle don't. And I never grew up. I'm not a hedge fund. My dad wasn't rich. I didn't have a silver spoon. Unfortunately, I grew up at the absolute bottom. And I got a version of the world as this mafia, gangland, everybody out to get each other. And then I got to the top and I was like, oh shit, it's exactly the fucking same. And you know what you do at the bottom if you're trying to get a guy? You watch his girl's Instagram story. Because she can't help but post the restaurant. She has to show off. That's where he is. Do you know what you do at the bottom if you want to get a guy? You kidnap his girlfriend. You follow her. The guy, he's smart. He's hard to follow. His head's on a swivel. But his chick, she's wandering around. She's on her phone. She's doing her lipstick.
Oh my God.
That's how you find him. When the police want to find a criminal and he's hiding, they call all his chicks. This is standard operating procedure. It's the same at the top. How did they get me? How will they get any of you in here? They use women as a conduit to damage people. Women are not evil. I'm not insulting women. I'm saying that the men at the top are using women as a weapon against other men. They're doing it on purpose. And they're doing it by even destroying the fabric of society. Benefits to socialists. This benefits them. That's why they're making women undateable. That's why they're pushing feminism. That's why they're destroying family. That's why they're they're growing the gap between men and women in society because they know that families are actually their enemy. Read a socialist playbook. Read Democrats. All they are is anti-family. That is their number one primary weapon. So how do you do that? You convince women that having kids is wrong, or having kids is somehow slavery or servitude in some way that's embarrassing to do. You make motherhood, instead of being the highest virtue of a woman like it should be, you do the absolute opposite. This feminism thing, this whole feminism crap, the saddest thing about it is it's not even driven by women. It's driven by evil men behind the feminism who are using it to attack other men. Just like at the bottom you use women to attack other men, it's exactly the same at the top. And it is feminism that has destroyed the West. And when you go against feminism, like I did, you get in a lot of trouble. If I told you you go against the vaccine, you go against big pharma, you catch a case, you'd believe me. If I say you go against big women, you catch a case, you'd be like, what? You do. You actually do, because the people who are behind the feminism get very upset when you convince young men not to buy into this crap and to have standards for themselves and to try and push to have a family. That is a big problem for them, because feminism is their primary weapon. Let's discuss why. And I'll ask you a question. This is a thought experiment for everybody here. If you're the king of your castle, would you defend it? If you come home and your wife prepares you a meal and your kids obey you and they love you and they're not psyoped by YouTube and the school system, and when you talk, they respect you as the man, and you all sit around the table and you're the head of the table, and someone comes into your town near your house, your family, you're the king in that household, you're going to defend it. But when you come home and your wife's nagging and you don't fuck and your kids don't listen because they're busy watching YouTube and they've gone to school and learned some crap you don't even like, and every time you have any concerns or raise your voice, your wife's just in your ear nagging at you, pecking away at you, blah, 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 blah. She deserves more. I saw on TikTok this girl had a Lambo. Why don't I have these things? Blah, blah, blah. Are you now preparing, do you feel ready for war as a man? You've given up, bro. You're like, fuck it. Take society. Take the road. Take the street. Take the town. Take the fucking country. Whatever. Leave me alone. Do you know what pushed COVID? Feminism. Feminism. This is why I'm going to jail. Feminism pushed COVID. A man came home, there's COVID and it's really dangerous. Don't care. Oh yeah, but grandma and the kids, and you should just put a mask on. The wife, the women, oh, I'm scared. Because women, as much as I love women, I'm not a misogynist. My judge in Romania is a woman.
How convenient.
Woo! No, as much as I love women, their superpower is emotionality, which means you can beat them with emotional arguments. Yeah. Let's analyze COVID. How did they get you COVID? Grandma. Now, when they said grandma to me, I said, grandma's 93, and 93-year-olds die. So it's unfortunate, but grandma's old, and I'm young, and I have things to do. It's very unfortunate. This is the circle of life. Women don't think that way. But grandma. Take the vaccine. Lock us in our house for years. Put a mask on. Take it off when you eat. Put it on when you fucking piss. Well, grandma. Emotional arguments. They do this with everything. Immigration. You sit and say, if you don't have a border, you don't have a country. Perhaps that's the number one thing that defines a country is its border. But look at this kid. This kid at the border. A kid. Emotionality. So if you empower women to the point where they're more powerful than men, you now get to psyop the entire population with emotional arguments. You can throw logic out the window. So they have taken feminism, they've empowered women to the point where they're more powerful than men. And anyone sitting here who thinks a woman's not more powerful than him, go to divorce court. You'll learn, as much as we complain about the patriarchy, women have more rights than you, they have more protections than you, there's not a single thing you can do that they can't do, and they can do a whole bunch of things you can't. A woman, take it from me, can lie to the police about you raping her 10 years ago with no evidence and take all your money and put you in a cell. Women run this show. They run it. And it is done purposely by the evil men who want women in charge, so men are scared of them. So when the women believe the emotional argument on the TV, they then henpeck their man into believing it. And before you know it, we're all locked in our house wearing fucking masks for 3 years because of grandma. It is feminism that has destroyed the West. It is big women that has destroyed the West. And me talking about exactly that is why I had to go sit in a fucking cell. That's the problem.